When you score, you make the West Ham sings. Jimmy on the wing, Jimmy, Jimmy on the wing. Every time you're on the ball, we know it's gonna be a goal. Your real name is Crescencio. La da da da, la da 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 dum, la da 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 dum, la da 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 dum, la da da da. Welcome to Claret and Booze. I hope you enjoy the show. Coming you irons. Hey, how we all doing, everyone? Welcome to the first Sunday night show for well, it's not, but this is the first proper one. We're going to be doing phone-ins in a bit. I probably won't be able to get my phone working as per usual. Jay is going to be joining us. He's just running a little bit late. John is flying back from Turkey, so John will be back on the Sunday night shows as of next week. But as you can see, oh no, Jay's joining us now.
He's here.
He's in.
He's here.
Is he in? Is he in? I'll knock him off until his camera's back. I know he's back. Here he is. Here he is. Here's Jay. How you doing, mate? You all right?
All good, lads. Apologies, I'm a little bit late. Good to be here, though.
No, we was late as well. Yeah, thank you all for joining us anyway. So the format's going to be, as usual, if you can remember, it's going to be having a little chat about the game. You've heard me do it to death, so I'm going to be leaning more. I'm going to go down the bottom so Louis ain't blocked. Yeah, we're going to talk about the game. I'll be leaning more on these guys to sort of get their input in it because I've done it to death. Then we're going to do the player ratings. Then we're going to talk a little bit about Duran. And then we're going to start taking your phone calls. All right? So, Louis, second time on the show, mate. How are you? Got a little co-host there.
So he just woke up and he wants to be next to me. Yeah, I'm all good, lads. All good. You had a good weekend?
Yeah, it was all right. Apart from the football. It was good.
Yeah, obviously.
Although, do you know what, mate? I'm just glad that football's back.
That's the thing. Yeah. Oh, I got so excited to watch that. And you know the intro, that wound me up as well because I'm looking at all that Somerville and I'm thinking, why is he not starting? Why is he not starting? Doing that on the left, Kudos in the middle. It just bugs me. It just winds me up.
I'm sure we are going to get to see it, mate. I reckon we will. Right, Micky, how are you, mate? Looking very swish in the new little studio there. Look, in Micky Towers.
Yeah, I know, mate. He's been waiting. I got that signed. That was about 6 weeks I had to wait for that to get that done. I'm going to put a few more bits up than that because it's a bit bare in it. But yeah, I hope the sound's all right. And I've got one in big circle like things that do. I feel like I'm in getting a suntan or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks good,
it's
mate.
Like you're in a brothel.
It does a little bit, yeah. It looks a bit naughty.
That's exactly the look I was going for.
See, really, your red dildo would have fitted better in that room, I reckon.
Yeah, but that's somewhere else. You just have photos you can't see it.
And finally, Jay, how are you, mate? Steve Bell, 12 months, good man.
Well done, Steve.
Jay, how are you, mate?
Fantastic, mate. Absolutely fantastic. Buzzing that the season started again, and I actually enjoyed the game. Funny enough, but I'm sure we'll get on to that.
You're gonna have a different take on the game, from us negative Nellies. Actually, Micky weren't as negative as me, so that's going to be me and Louis on one side.
I was really trying to stay positive. Trying to stay positive.
It's going to be me and Louis on one side, and you two fairies on the other side. So look, I suppose we'll get into the game anyway. Everyone knows what the lineup was. Louis, what were your thoughts when the lineup was announced? What was your initial reaction?
I'll be honest, it put me on a downer straight away. Not just the 11, the bench, everything about it. Souček starting, so you knew Kudus is on the left, and I thought, is it going to be Kudus is always on the left again, like Paqueta was always on the left?
Yeah.
Right, that got me. And the one thing that bugged me as well, you're going to play one striker. I know he did chuck on the pair at the end. Ings doesn't need to be on that sub bench. It should have been Gelme. That's what bugged me, because when Bowen comes off, Gelme should have come on straight for him. Why spend 25 million on an 18-year-old wonder kid if he's not even going to be on the bench? Just ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, that was the one that done me, really. When you look at the... we'll get into talking about Duran, but when you look at the fact that we spent 3 to 4 weeks... Look, I'm not getting stuck into Guilherme here. I think he's going to be a top player for us. But if he's not even going to make our bench, he clearly weren't a priority signing, whereas a striker was. I just don't know why we didn't get that deal for Duran done. That in terms of priorities, we got that all asked about face, I think, in the window so far. But yeah, no, I felt the same, mate. You know, I did. I was very deflated. I was trying to sort of keep myself upbeat, but it was very, very samey, wasn't it? It was just like I just wanted to see, because we've had all this kind of excitement building for the new season, all these new players coming in, and that sort of took the wind out the sails a little bit, didn't it?
No, it did. Like, I was watching my old man saying you can't just sort of chuck them all in, but I think different. I think sink or swim. When are they going to learn to play with each other? Not in training. Get it. If you would have started all them new guys in the first game, right, and it didn't work out, and you saw something different, you suffer it.
You would
just
suffer
to see Souček do 90 minutes, that's the bit that got me. That really got me.
It done me. It does me every time. But Jay, sort of talking about sort of playing a lot of the old guard, you know, bringing them in, phasing them in, and stuff like that. I mean, do you know what? For me, Lee, if you're talking about you've got an established team, you've got a well-oiled machine, right? I could understand not wanting to throw all of the new players in to disrupt what is an amazing team. That ain't the case with us. You know, this is what I don't get. We've brought these new players in for a fucking reason. So I don't get the phased approach, Jay, is what I'm trying to say.
No, to be honest, one thing, like I said, when we get into it, like, I've got a lot of positives to say about the match, but the starting lineup was bollocks. Like, you had AWB on the bench. He should have been straight in for Soufal. Why he wasn't straight? There's no excuse for that. There's no explanation. There's no, for me, there's no, why are we being loyal to Soufal? We're playing a competitive first Premier League match. We want to get off to a flyer. He should have been in. The fact that also, and I know it's not been, well, it has been touched on. Louis, you just touched on it as well. Having our best player out of position, similar to last season with Paqueta, when we had Jimmy on the wing, waiting to come on the wing on the bench. Then you had in the middle, no pace whatsoever. Again, that does concern me. It does, because I can't see the strategy behind the middle of the park. And I know you feel this way, Nick. The middle of the park, that's your engine. That's your engine. To have nothing in there with a bit of pace and shift shitty players into the system, I don't know what to accommodate for. Like I said, other than a bit of loyalty, I don't get it.
It was just to accommodate Souček. I mean, I think we all said the same thing. You know, Kudus is far and away, when you look at in terms of talent, work rate, everything about him, he's our best player. You've got to build your team around him. So to shoehorn him out to the left, where he's still going to put in the shift because he's an amazing player, and he did, even though he didn't sulk, he still tried to give Matty Cash a run for his money and stuff like that, playing as a conventional winger, but you're restraining him by playing him out there. So you're taking your best player who scored for fun last year, and you're putting him out there to make way for Thomas fucking Souček. And that was literally it. He was playing in the 10. And do you know something? We'll get on to talk about Paqueta after as well, right? Now, we know that Paqueta probably hasn't got the same sort of professional credentials as Kudus in terms of, look, he's a bit more petulant. He's a baby. I love Paqueta. He just loves football. He's a fun guy. I think Kudus is a professional. He'll do whatever job you ask him to do. If you put him in goal, he'll try. Paqueta, I think you saw from him there, sitting deep alongside Rodriguez, because I think when you're in that central midfield diamond, I think the 10 is like the prestigious position. That's where you put like the playmaker, the one who gets forward, affecting the game. Basically, we had Paqueta and Rodriguez doing all the dog work to free up Thomas Souček to hang about outside the 18-yard box. I wouldn't be surprised if Paqueta was thinking, do you know what, fuck this, to a degree. And I know that ain't right, he's a professional, but you can understand the mentality, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, especially considering last season, he must have thought, bless him, right, he's gone, Loppy's in, like, I'm in to be playing how I want to be playing in the right position with also, they're going to be just, as fans, we're talking about, we weren't playing in the right position. Imagine how they feel, the players, knowing that Kudus is out on the left. And don't get me wrong, he was amazing on the left. I do agree that's not his best position and it should have been Jimmy there. But my point is, the players must be seeing this and thinking, hold on, you've got him on again and you stuck him on for 90 minutes. That
Yeah.
Oh, don't. And then we know how it ended. I'm sure you're going to get onto that, how it ended up with who in the middle again.
Yeah.
With the Souček thing, I can't really I can't back that. I don't know why Souček was in it. But with the Soufal, there was. Do you remember? Before we got Wan-Bissaka, he got injured in his last game, so he might have took a little knock. So he might not have been ready. This is what I was trying to say on the watch along yesterday.
He was on the bench.
He was on the bench, yeah.
I know he was on the bench,
but what I mean is, why would you put?
I get that he was on the bench, but then also the reason why he's not playing. Well, Bowen, you're not going to drop Bowen, are you? But then Bowen, he was really making like he was a right back basically. Yes,
he was covering for Soufal, so it completely.
So then we saw when he went
game.
off and he put Kudus over there. Kudus ain't that same player, so that's why he just don't work. Soufal does not work in this team. We can't have Soufal starting.
I think that I think it's bizarre. You made the observation, Louis, didn't you? You said to me that Soufal was the fullback out of him and Emerson that was going up the fucking pitch, and what that does is that hamstrings Bowen because Bowen's responsible. So Bowen is always going to be looking over his shoulder, getting back because Soufal just ain't got the legs, is he?
No. See, Soufal can put a cross in, but I'd rather Emerson be the one with the freedom because he can interlink, cut inside, go down the wing. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't believe Koufal's given all that freedom. The only time I'd ever trust Koufal if there was a decent back three, but honestly, I think his time's done. He should be a cup right back and a backup one.
He should be, but this story about Aaron Wan-Bissaka being injured has come out after the event, so I don't buy it because why would you take up a bench place for an injured player when you're dumping Aguirre and you're dumping Guilherme? Both of those players has come out on the. It's been released that those players aren't injured; they were just not chosen to be in the matchday squad. So, would you honestly put a player that was injured on the bench? Would you do that?
No, there's no sense in that.
No, you wouldn't do it. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm really sort of frustrated by it. I thought the starting lineup was terrible. Thomas Souček started. He started his sort of bout of magnificence with the early goal, didn't he? He put that ball out for the corner, didn't he?
Yeah. Did you see the touch? Touch like a rapist. Did you? It was horrible. Do you know what? When that happened, that was when the whole. Because I thought, right, I saw him in the starting lineup. For fuck's sake! But I thought, no, Jay, don't. But then he done that, and do you know what I said? They're gonna score off this.
And of course, my dad, I went, look, because of that,
And the thing is with Onana as well, right? So the ball was whipped in. Tillemans whipped it in. I mean, Antonio's for a start. Antonio let him go, but Antonio's half the fucking size.
Yeah.
So what was Antonio doing, marking Onana anyway? And the guy's just gone through, and he'll never score an easier header. He was completely. There was no one around him.
Where was Souček then? Because surely, if you're going to have him on, he's got to go on Onana on any set piece. What's the point of him being there?
But he obviously wasn't, though, was he? And that was Antonio's man, and Antonio had done nothing. He done nothing.
I know. But what we're saying is, and I don't blame Lopetegui for that, to be quite honest, because I think the players have got to take that responsibility. When you're marking from a corner and stuff like that, you've got to have a little look around and use your fucking brain. Someone's got to be the leader in there and say, Mick, get off of him. Dinos, go over there. They should do their own organisation there. That was
absolutely pathetic. Yeah, that was shit.
That's the big worry, and that's what everyone else had a worry about was our defence. We see it in pre-season how bad our defence was. We need a lot of work doing on that defence. It's all right getting these new players, which they will gel. They will come in to their own, no doubt. Yeah. But it's going to take time.
I thought Mav and Kilman looked decent. I thought
I did. Yeah.
The two centre backs. I've watched the game back because I was pissed off watching that game, and I've watched it back. Mavropanos was the better of the two defenders. They were both good, but Mavropanos, and do you know what I like about that, right? Because these players have come in, Tadebo's come in, Kilman's come in. Mavropanos hasn't done an Aguirre where he's thrown his toys out the pram. I want to leave now. You're not playing the football I like. You're not playing me. I want to leave. Mavropanos literally put in a performance there to say, no, this is my fucking centre back position, and I like that. It was a really, really good ballsy performance. It was when you consider, as well as that. Kilman had Emerson on his side. He's got fucking Soufal, who's never there. So he's covering centre-back and that wing area. He done so well, mate. He done so well. really brave as well. Do you see that header he put out? Like he got really low down to the ground, didn't he? Yeah, really.
Did you see on the 45th minute where he bullied Watkins? Did you see that where he just dropped him? It was literally just before after. I thought Mavro had one of the best games he's had. He was commanded. He even done. I think it's around the 75th minute when he took the ball when he just ran with it and he belted a rocket, which was flying. Do you remember? And when I thought he had a good game. I thought Mavro, and I thought that's what you want to see, someone playing for his place.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, we'll get into the player ratings, but I thought 3 of the best players on the pitch, well, the 4 best players on the pitch in my mind, were Mavropanos, Kilman, Emerson, and Kudus. They were the 3 best players in my mind. I think Paqueta, we saw some good interplay at times on the left-hand side with Emerson and Kudus. That little triangle, they looked good at times. But on the whole, Paqueta was disappointing. Talking about the new player, so I think it was refreshing to see Kilman. But what were your thoughts on Rodriguez, honestly, Louis? What did you think of him? I
thought he's a bit slow. He got left behind, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really did. I thought, because when you saw, I know it's bad because we're only going to go by clips. No one really watches Real Betis games, do they? So going by the clips, he looks decent. I thought, wait, hold up, we need Alvarez back quick.
But do you think it could be a case, though? Because don't forget, the Thomas Souček effect in midfield. Yeah. Declan Rice is a world-class player. Alvarez ain't far off. He's a top player as well. Yeah. These midfielders can probably carry a substandard midfielder. But when you haven't got... I think he's a good player, Rodriguez, but I don't think he's good enough to do the job of fucking 2 men.
No, but that's never been his game, though. He's never had to play with a Souček. This is where, I'm sorry, like this is where Souček is the big problem. Is in the middle of the park. If you'd have had Alvarez in with Rodriguez and Paqueta, that would have been a completely different game and a completely different Rodriguez. But because you had him in with Soufal, he was having to do work that he wouldn't normally have to do. And in fairness, yes, he's off the pace, but Premier League is a new... Remember how Paqueta was when he started? He was well off the fucking pace.
Yeah.
So I think it was no way fair to judge him because of who he got dumped in the middle with. And you could see again, I reckon when the players in midfield, they hear, right, Souček's in with you, they must think, oh, fucking hell.
100%.
It's the same thing I said to Nick on the live yesterday. I said the same thing. I said, listen, anyone who's played alongside Souček, they just look bad. The only one who didn't look bad was Declan Rice, and that's because Rice carried him and done like the work of 2 men. So they made him look good. But then now we haven't got Rice there. He's being more exposed, but we're looking. It's doing us no favours. There's not one partner there apart from Rice that he's looked good with. There's not one.
I don't think there's any reason why Souček should be anywhere near that fucking team with the players that we've got now. I'm sorry.
He shouldn't have been on the bench. No. I'm not just saying that because I'm being biased. I wouldn't have him on the bench. I would have Ward Prowse coming on as a backup with my number 10.
I've still got people telling me he played well. I'm not. I don't know what are they. How low is your bar, for fuck's sake?
Do you know what it is, though, Nick? I'll tell you why, though. It's because he won that shitty penalty that wasn't even a penalty in fairness.
It was a penalty. It
wasn't a penalty.
I've watched it back. It weren't.
No, that was a good mate. They were robbed. That weren't a penalty. He touched the ball. It was a fucking good challenge. But then, of course, up the other end, he's the one who nearly at the end, people say, oh, yeah, but he nearly scored at the end. But what he did, it was harder to miss the way he missed than it was to put it in the back of the net. Do you know what I mean?
He actually missed the header, got lucky enough it come off a defender and missing an easier volley.
Oh, that was terrible, that was.
What, the one where, I don't know, that was like a yard out. I don't know, that was harder to miss and score.
How we got it up there is unbelievable.
I was so positive all the way through the game, trying to get everyone else positive, and then the minute he hit that he missed that fucking chance, I was like, you can't fucking use that.
Well, I had a fucking meltdown on that watch-along thing, so I had to get off of it because I was killing the mood. Mate,
your meltdown afterwards was brilliant. I only got to watch it today. You fucking lost it.
Yeah. Look, also, sort of talking about the watch-alongs as well, that is well, I've spoken about it before, but this is there are more. There's, we told you about the terraces. Come and join us on the terraces at the membership platform. We're doing watch-alongs as well. Now, these aren't paywalled, by the way. They're not going to be, but it's a new platform that's going to be open to the public in, I'm told, about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. The reason I'm not sharing a link with everyone at the moment is because you'll all moan at times because it ain't perfect yet. It's still a little bit buggy. So we've shared it with people that we know, sort of in the, the members on that side of it, because it's not a perfect platform yet. It will be. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, so
best watch along platform I've seen though, Nick, in comparison to the others. It's brilliant.
No, yeah, well that's why we've gone over there. But the so it's brilliant. Micky's going to be hosting those. I'll be jumping on there with him to annoy him and do things and and doing that. So Micky's going to be doing those. And we've got some other bits and pieces coming up as well that we will talk about on another show as well.
I know this sounds silly, but a great thing about that is you can do GIFs. Everyone loves a GIF.
Everyone loves a GIFs.
And I'm telling you that there was some funny GIFs in there.
Yeah,
proper random things. But
also, what you can do is you've got the you've got threads. So where you've got the live chat scrolling at the moment, say there's a comment directly in there and you want to reply to them, you can reply to them, and you've got your own thread, so you can go off the main chat and just start having a conversation based on whatever. That's good. It's a really good addition. The other thing that you can do is you can request to come on screen within the app. So while you're watching it, you can just say, "Can I come on screen and talk to you?" So yeah, it's good. It's good. So that's coming in a couple of weeks. It's going to be open as soon as the platform is ready. All right. So just so you know, right there is one more thing I want to touch on before we talk about. Obviously, I know we just mentioned about Souček winning the penalty where he looked like a fucking giraffe folding up a deck chair. But that is what he looked like, isn't it? But for me, my main concern here, is what we've seen in pre-season, which has continued into that first game because there were so many subpar performances from players, individual players. There was a lot of subpar performances. I saw the same in pre-season. Now, when you consider that they've been living under this weight of David Moyes and that restraint, that defensive style, you would imagine that a new manager coming in, the weight would be lifted and you'd have all these players fucking buzzing to impress the new manager, running through brick walls for him, especially because of all these new players coming in, all trying to stamp their authority. Louis, have you seen anything like that, really? Are you looking at these players thinking, fuck me, this lot of buzzing?
No,
are you seeing that yet?
They weren't up for it. Do you know what I mean? I thought the crowd would have got behind them. As soon as Villa scored, it was dead quiet. You heard that on the TV. But did you see, even though we was high up the pitch, we just reverted back to type. Souček was playing as a number 9, weren't he, basically? And it was just a long ball up there. And it was what's happening here? Well,
there was... I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get off the negativity and I'll go towards Jay in a minute and these observations. We'll do that
You're
next.
only going to get negative of me.
But no, because I'm with you. Because people were banging on about the fact we had 52% possession. That didn't happen under Moyes. You people are ignoring context. Aston Villa went a goal up after 3 minutes. What that enabled them to do was go to a lethal fucking counter-attack. They pulled back. They allowed us the ball and said, "Come and break us down." We was knocking the ball about in our own half. We weren't cutting them open with open play. We was doing what Louis was saying there. When we did decide to go forward, it was diagonals, or long balls, just trying to fucking get in that way. Then they'd spring a counter-attack. That is the reason we got 52% possession in that game, because they scored early and gave us the ball and said, "Come on in, let's go on, let's see what you've got." But anyway, Jay, to get off the negativity, tell me what your positive points were that you found from the game. Come on.
Right. Well, like I said, we touched on all the concerns. First and foremost, Kudus. Now, I know we all know about Kudus anyway, but it was the level of that performance. I don't know. I always knew how good he was. It's like he took it up a notch yesterday. Like the level he played at on the left, then on the right, the turns he was that 48th minute, that Rabona, that cross. And of course, who it went to was Souček, and Bowen was standing right there. But the Rabona itself was out of this world. Yeah. Kilman and Mavro, both of them, I thought had good games. And what I liked, and this is, I know we said, the hoof stuff. There was some hoofing stuff, but that weren't all the game. The first 33 minutes of that game, we were shit. But it weren't shit because we were low blocking the Moyes way. We were shit because it looked like we didn't know what we was doing. But then, when we came into the game, yes, that lucky penalty, it settled us down. I then saw a lot of good passing, good movement. Personally, I thought that was the best I've felt with. It was a complete different style to David. I was not watching David Moyes' team at that stage. And that took me all the way up through most of the second half. Because let's face it, Villa were good for 33 minutes. Then they was just meh, basically. And then they scored a wonder goal. Their goal was brilliant. No one can say, I don't think anyone was to fault. But that for me. But other than that, we dominated that second half as far as I'm concerned. And I tell you, back to the Mavro and Kilman partnership. What I liked, which definitely they weren't allowed to do under Moyes, was at both of them at different times they drove with the ball. And the turn of pace on both of them.
Kilman as well in the first half. When he carried that ball all the way up the pitch. Yeah.
Mate, he even had a little bit of Barry McGill on him. He turned the play, he took it. You thought, is he going to lose it? And then he shifted it again and he carried on. I thought that was really promising. And another really promising, I know we've seen it before. However, I thought yesterday they was playing fucking samba football. Emerson and Paqueta. Emerson makes Paqueta better. Absolute. I don't give a shit what no one says. When Emerson's on the pitch,
the same is true of Paqueta makes Emerson better as well. Emerson ain't the same player than Paqueta right now.
Yeah, they've got a good relationship.
Yeah.
It's a synergy beyond belief, though. Was it the 50th minute or something? They was in the corner flag in the defence playing samba football, flicking it to each other and then taking it up the field. Again, that weren't happening under David Moyes. That there's this new. I know we ain't seen.
I didn't see any of this beautiful passages of play that you're talking about, mate.
Mate, there's stuff between even Bowen and Kudus. When Bowen flew down the right, he cut inside, he shifted it out to Kudus on the left, and there was stuff in there. I'm not saying it was the complete game. There was a lot of shit in there as well. But Mavro, Kilman, and Emerson, definitely, and Kudus, like they showed what we are going to get this season. Yes, it's not there yet, but that is in the pipeline.
You see what you were saying, they were coming out with the ball like Kilman and Mavropanos.
Yeah,
I noticed that, but I'd rather see that with a back three with that the French guy. Yeah. I can never pronounce it.
Mate, that's where I was going next, bruv. When he came on,
great minds.
Great minds, brother. Sam will get jealous. Be careful. Mate, when he came on, he just first thing he did. I don't know if anyone saw it off camera. Well, it was on camera, but off like he was pushing Duran. Did you see him?
He went straight up to him.
Straight up to him. And then a few minutes later, over on the left-hand side, like he come across and he bullied Duran. For me, I'm with you, Lou. I said this to Nick yesterday. I wouldn't mind seeing him in the middle, Kilman on the left, Mavro on the right, and that gives us a really solid back line.
Yeah, he brings the ball out, and then Rodriguez can drop in. You know, yeah, that's what I want to see. And it's like anything. If Wan-Bissaka brings the ball up, it becomes a forward, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Explain to me, Jay, why Souček was handed the armband when Bowen went off.
Oh, mate. See, this is where the positivity stopped. That scared the fucking life out of me. It really did, because I thought of all the players to get. It really did feel like this is just to take the piss of Carrot and Boozers. It's like they know how we feel about it, because I couldn't believe it. But then the worrying thing, and Micky, he said this earlier about. That probably was the biggest concern, even more than the 90 minutes, was the fact that he was given the armband when Bowen went off. Because don't that mean that he's vice captain?
Well, it does. It does. That's terrified me.
Hold on, is he vice captain or is he just
asking? Does anyone know?
But only because Alvarez, would it be Alvarez when he comes back? But let me just ask you.
I don't know.
You could say anyone but him. But who would you give that armband to?
Can I say one thing? I don't know if
I'd give it to a fan. Sorry, go on, Lou.
Go on, Lou.
I don't know if the Spanish do it as well, like Lobby. I know with Italians, they give it to like the most capped player who's on the pitch. They're the most, who's played the most for the club. So it might be one of them. You've been here the longest sort of thing. Put it on. For the vice captain, I think it could be that. But sure,
you're the tallest.
You're the tallest. I have heard another theory, just to take it back to negativity again, and to focus on Louis' point, his observation, which backs up what I said. Jay, you gone wonky, and that is that Souček was played, and when you look at the amount of long balls that we were playing forward. And he was played that far forward because we was fucking aiming at him. That is a worry. We were aiming the fucking ball at him, and he stayed on the whole game. There was a lot of direct passing. I'm worried that is his value, and Loppy sees value in that, because that is going to be our quick way of getting up the pitch. Tadebo's got a long pass on him. Kilman's got a long pass on him. Even Mavropanos can fucking launch a ball. Why else would you perch Souček
if you
look far forward?
If you look at Tadebo's reels on the YouTube and that, I'd say probably about 70% of them reels are him pinging the ball from defence
Yeah.
at wide. And that. I said to you yesterday, from what I see, he looks like a quarterback for an NFL team sort of thing, where he's just putting them. And don't get me wrong, they're direct, like they're pinpoint, they're on their feet, but that seems to be what he's a big part of his game. That Tadebo's.
Yeah, so that's a concern.
Well, I want to see 3 at the back as well, because you have to lose a midfielder, and he cannot drop Rodriguez, Bowen, Kudus, or Paqueta, can he? So it has to be Souček, surely. Now, if he plays 3 at the back and drops one of them for Souček, then we're in trouble. Then you know he's a mainstay.
Yeah, I know. I think there's look. I think from what we've seen, because he offered fuck all in that game, like less than fuck all. Souček, he was a hindrance. In fact, I think if he gets picked at the weekend after that, I'm going to really fucking worry. I am at that point. And if he plays a full 90 minutes, I'm going to be even more worried. Because none of us, if we're being honest, knows really the Lopetegui style. The way he played against Wolves, the way he played when he was at Wolves is different when he was at Sevilla. The way he played at Sevilla was a little bit was different to when he was at Real Madrid. He had different players. But even at Sevilla, there was a lot of fucking crosses. You know, it was literally like the Alamo. They put in like the most crosses in the league. It was just like bang, 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 crosses in. So I don't know. I don't really know. None of us really understand what the style's going to be. If we're being honest, we don't know.
Is that true?
Know. What? 9 passes? Yeah. Sorry. 90 minutes. Yeah. And one of them led to their goal.
Attempted 30, 9 reached.
Yeah.
Touching on what you just said, though, Nick, if you looked at the Sevilla way they played, and then you look at the players we've bought, it looks like we bought if we're going to compare a Lopetegui system, it's that system, and then you think, oh yeah, that makes sense with Fuller. But there was no hoofs with Sevilla. They got it down the wings, and then they'd whip it in the box to someone, which is where a Fuller for me over Micky all day long. But the problem is at the minute, like you said, if we're going to keep Souček. Go on.
People, you just said Fuller for you over Micky all day long. We've seen him against Celta Vigo, and we've seen him now against. What did you see from Fuller to make you think that he should replace Antonio?
No, I'm talking about the system. I said if we play the system that Loppe's playing, where we're getting down the wings and putting the balls in, which is what you should do with Jimmy and Bowen on the wings. That should be down the wing into the box. Yeah. Fuller in that setup, I thought that's why he was bought, because why else would you buy Fuller if it's not for that system? I'm not saying the game we played the other day, Micky all day long. Why? Because there was still some hoofing going on. And Fuller's, he ain't the legs. But in the way I'm hoping West Ham are going to play, then that's what I meant by Fuller. We can't even judge Fuller yet, because the poor fucker, he ain't, he's probably thinking, what the fuck? Like, you bought me here. I told you in the interview, I need assists. He's not getting it.
What I don't get, though, Antonio started. Do you think he'd put on a performance thinking they've just bought him? And he didn't bother. Lobby had a word in his ear when, don't worry, you're my main man, and Footlong's going to come on after.
I've got a feeling a little bit, if I'm honest, there was a little bit of that, because when Antonio's got a rocket up his arse, he's a different player. That worries me as well, because from what I've seen in Fulkrug, and from what I don't think that Fulkrug is an Antonio replacement. Even though Antonio was shit yesterday, I don't think he actually is. I don't think he offers as much.
Jay's saying though, he's not a replacement for him. He's for a whole new system that I'm still not seeing. Yeah, I know we have more of the ball and that, but it's going to take time. That's where my positivity was. I wasn't as positive as Jay when he just went on one. I weren't that positive, but I was. I was still positive in the sense. Look, it was literally game one. He's only been there 6 weeks. When you look at it like that, it's going to take time. I said at the start of the season, it's going to take, for me, it'll take about 6-7 games before we start seeing a real change and a real sort of where we go. Come on, you guys. And I still think
is. No, I'm going to call him Footlong because I can't pronounce his name. I apologise if there's any Germans listening. But Footlong,
you love a subway, don't you?
Before Kez, is that the both times he's come on, all the creativity like behind him has been taken off the pitch.
Has been removed. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That is true.
Right.
That is true.
And
Right.
if he's
That is true.
If you're playing 4 at the back, right, and you've got Somerville, Kudos, Bowen now, right, with him, he can interlink. Yeah, obviously,
Yes.
it depends who you're playing, right? If we're at home and we're playing a team our standard or below our standard, foot long all day long, if you're away at City and you want to hold the ball, then you start Antonio, didn't you?
Yeah,
but like I said on the WhatsApp group, if you had Duran, you play him every game.
Yeah, oh mate, I'll tell you what. We'll go on to Duran. I mean, I'll tell you
jinxed it, Jay. By the way, about Duran, you jinxed it.
But what a fucking
written in the
player.
stars, bro.
What a player Duran is. I mean, like I said, I've been promoting this. I've been promoting that player like mad all pre-season. In the build-up. If you read his scouting reports, it's terrifying. He's going to be one of the best fucking strikers in Europe, if not the world. He's got every tool that you need. He's 20 years old. He came over from the US. He was being stifled by Emery, given no fucking minutes, but doing what Kudus was doing when Moyes was trying to ruin him. He was coming off the bench and he was fucking scoring. So his goals per minutes ratio, mental, insane. No adaptation to the league. He's made for it. He's aggressive. He can hold the ball up. He fights defenders. He wins fouls. Gamesmanship as well. He's intelligent movement. He runs his arse off as well. That's one thing. That the bad attitude doesn't extend to him not running. He does work. He works his arse off. And fuck does he know where the goal is. That he's got a hammer of a shot on him. You know, he should have had 2. He could have had 2 there easily.
Yeah. I'm surprised he missed that second chance. That second chance where he came, I thought that was it. I thought he's putting that in. I'm surprised. But maybe he still wants to come to us. Who knows?
But who's that? Duran? Are we talking about Duran? Sorry,
Duran,
I was just looking at the cat. He looked good, didn't he?
He changed the game. Changed the game.
I said yesterday, that's the first time I've took notice of Duran. I've not seen him like last season and that. You see what he's done, but I took no notice of him then. Now when he come on, and it was only I thought, fuck, he's looked perfect for us.
Well, Mickey, when I was linking Duran and then Fulkrug came up, the link. I must have had. I'm not targeting you all, but I must have had about 50% of people that was going, Fulkrug's much better. You've got to go for Fulkrug. He's got experience. I bet you no fucker now after that game would go, I'll pick Fulkrug over Duran. Not one. Not a single person would look at Fulkrug and go, yeah, I'll have him over that player. There's no comparison, because the thing with Duran is what you was talking about, Jay, about being the foil and being. Duran's got that as well. You can play Duran you can play him as a target man. He's got brilliant in the air.
Mate, did you see the chest?
Everything.
When the first thing he did, a ball got knocked over and he just jumped. He was about 6 foot in the air, chested it down. As soon as he'd done that, I put a message in the group. He's going to score because he's immense. He's a 20-year-old built like a 28-year-old. With people talk about his attitude. I tell you what, he's got a football. Look how his movement was. Look how he dropped off. Sometimes then knew when to go again, mate. Yeah. A cut above everyone. Watkins ain't got a shade.
I'll tell you what his attitude is. This is a kid that wants to go to the very top, and he knows that to get to the very top, he's got to play because he's ready to play. That's why he turned down a massive mega money move to Chelsea. Because he knew he was going to have to play second fiddle. We didn't want to go there. Newcastle were also after him. He thought they're not going to play me in front of Isaac. They was offering him mega money. He wants to come to us because he knows he'll be our main man. He knows it. So he's a kid that wants to play football. He's a kid that believes in himself. As far as I'm concerned, that is all the attitude that I want from a footballer.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's all the attitude I want from a footballer.
Now, though? Can you see? I'll see the. You can. I can see dead now.
The only way it's dead is if West Ham deem it as dead. How can they not now? How can they not rectify this? Because I know what we're all saying about the positivity, Fulkrug. This, I'm sorry, that's half the player. We can't go into the season with just Fulkrug and Antonio. You fucking can't do it.
No, you can't.
We can't do it.
Fulkirk's going to be loved by West Ham fans, but it'd be for a different reason.
We've got Fulkirk, we've got Footlong.
Yeah, but you said
Fuller. He likes to be called Fuller. To his mates, he's Fuller.
So call him what you see when Duran come on. He wanted to prove a point, didn't he? You could tell.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I said to my old man, I said, he's on the subs bench after doing the hammer sign. I thought they'd just say, right, you're just off the squad. But maybe Emre, because the Champions League's bigger now, Emre's gone to him, right, I'll play 1 year in the league, 1 year in the Champions League. because
That's
it's
what I
game.
thought was Wormloo. When we was linked with him and that, and he didn't want to. When he's saying he wants to be a starter, I'm thinking you're going to get more game time now.
Yeah, but
because you're in like the Champions
But the trouble
League.
is, Mick. The trouble is, Mick. Watkins is a machine. Doesn't get injured. Fit as a fiddle. He's like Bowen. He's ready to play every game. He can play twice a week. He won't play many minutes whilst Watkins is there. He's not going to. He'll be an impact player. Watkins is their main striker. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's get into the player ratings. Let's get into the player ratings.
Right, before you get into the player ratings,
go
on. Please. Steve Bell. He's been there for 12 months a year.
Cheers,
go on,
mate.
son.
Lovely to have you.
Nick 1.
Thank you, Nick 1.
Hey, Nick.
Nick. All right, Nick.
Pew, pew, pew. Colin. Great show as always. Sorry that I've got to click that. £5. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, Colin.
Go
Cheers.
on,
Thank you very much.
Is that £1.25 I'll get?
Gets you a tea bag.
We'll write this all down.
So
Alan Thomas, thank you very much, mate.
Super sticker, but then
That's one, Alan.
again.
Oh, we've got two of them.
I think he's done two there.
Oh,
He's done
cheers.
two.
Shout out to Alan. Top geezer.
Top man. Cheers, Adam.
And you got to do another two, so we get $4.99 each.
That's a vape.
And Chris is vice captain for $1.99. Go on, D.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, Chris
Chris is vice captain.
Yeah.
Right.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
that.
people.
No.
Right. Lovely stuff. Let's get into the player ratings. 1 minute. So.
He was lucky. But Amanda, he didn't do the old thumbs up things, did he? So it's a bit sad if I just do that without no fireworks.
I'll bring the pew-pews back after. Hang on 1 minute.
Oh, we got the donkey.
Yeah, he's back. So,
Are we having it tonight?
Yeah, we are. The only one who ain't getting it, I'll take Loppy off the screen. We're not gonna rate Loppy. We're giving him a stay of execution. Where's my thing? Here it is. Right, so for those of you that are new, because we've got a load of new subscribers as well, the way that we do the player ratings on here, and we've always done it the same way. And that is, as you can see, you've got the ratings matrix at the top. So it's probably a little bit different to the ratings that you see everywhere else. Any rating of 0 to 4, you get a donkey, right? So that's it. Those are the rules, right? 5 is below average, 6 is average, 7 is above average, 8 is very good, 9 excellent, 10 is perfect. All right, Jay, you've gone upside down again. Stop playing with yourself.
So I had to plug the phone in. I met. I go blind. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
Oh, cheers, Mikey. Thank you very much, mate. You're a top man. Right, so look, let's whiz through these. We'll start at the top with Luigi, Areola. What do you reckon? How did Areola play?
I'll give him a 7.
You think he done all right?
Yeah, he done all right. I'll give him a 7.
I think that first goal was his fault, though, to be honest. I think he could have done better on the first goal. Sorry, I thought he was shit on that first goal, to be fair. I thought he stayed on his lane.
To be fair, Jay, it's not your rating.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think you should have an opinion, though.
Sorry, Lou, you know I love you, Lou. Long time.
Oh, that's all right. Wait till your rating comes up. I'll change it.
I'll get Caduce, mate.
Yeah, I can't knock him, right? He's done a few good saves. He might have fucked up for the first one, like Jay said, but
I think Areola did all right.
I had him on my bet to make over 2 saves. He didn't make 2 saves.
He did make 2 saves.
Well, not on that bet builder I had on it.
You got robbed then. You got robbed.
Well, to be fair to you, that weren't the only one that didn't come in. So I wasn't too worried.
Right, Micky, Sufal. Go on.
Right, he's going to get the first donkey of the season. Sufal.
What are you giving him?
I've got to give him a 3. I don't think he was good at all. Even a 4 is a bit too generous for me. I think he was shit. He was so exposed without Bowen. He was just so bad. Sufal, that was one of the poorest games that I've seen. Let him in loads of times. So yeah, 3 for me. Donkey him up.
Fair enough. Jay, Mavro.
Oh, strong 7.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
he was definitely. I think he definitely had a good game. Do you know, if it was me, because it's your score, I might have even gone as far as giving him an 8. I thought he was possibly.
Well, it's not your rating, is it?
It's not.
He said it.
But I thought he was. See, the trouble
Right,
is
here
what
we
you're
go.
making me do, though, is you're making me give Kilman a 6 because I think Mavropanos was a better defender.
That's all right.
Okay,
What's wrong
well,
with
it's
that?
your rating, but I would say he was a
Yeah.
7, but it's your rating.
I agree with you, Jay. I agree. I think he's a 7.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. Go on. I'll go over 7 for Kilman. I do think he played well. I don't think he done anything wrong at all.
Nick, you're one of the only ones that are saying an 8. Most people are going 6 and 7s for Kilmans.
No, I said no, not for Kilman. For Mavropanos, I'd have said an 8.
Right, that's people. Stop it with Kilmans.
No, I
Put
said
me right off,
I said Mavropanos, I'd have said an 8. Kilman, I would have said a 7.
Yeah, well, all right. I'd say the same thing. I still think.
But yeah, I'll leave him as a 7. I think he played really well. Did nothing wrong. Saw some good passing. Carried the ball a few times. Saw a lot from him. It was good. That was a positive. Louis Emerson.
I'm going to give him an 8, not just because he's Italian or anything like that. Not being biased. I thought he's coming up the pitch when he was allowed to come up the pitch. He's linked up play. He didn't do much wrong, did he? So I'm going to give him an 8. Is that right with you, Jay?
That's why me, son.
Right, Micky Rodriguez.
Okay, look, he was. We said it. He was.
We can't donkey
slow.
new players up.
No,
donkeys for new
I'm
players.
not donkeying him. I wouldn't donk him. I don't think he deserves donkey anyway because he was part of the next two. To be fair to you, which we definitely ain't seen the best of him by any stretch of the imagination. Does look slow, but then I think that he's going to end up reading the game well, which I don't think the pace is going to be a massive problem. To be honest with you, so I think for a debut. And we had to go through. Yeah, I'll go for a 6. I say an average.
I think that's fair.
It's between 5 and 6, but I'm going to go for 6. It was his debut, so
Good stuff. Jay, Lucas Paqueta.
Right, because of his ability, I'd give him a 6 because it weren't.
No, I think that's fair. Yeah, I'll tell you what. If he hadn't scored that goal, I'd have given him a. I probably would have. Yeah, the goal gives him a 6. The penalty gives him a 6. He was shit. I think there are reasons for it, but mate, I think he was poor, wasn't he?
Do you know what you said earlier about the Emerson and Paqueta that one makes each other better? This was one of the games where he needed Emerson just to be able to pass to Emerson because Emerson didn't broaden him in going even forward. Some of the drives he did through the middle. So yeah, definitely it was an off game for Paqueta.
There's a lot of 3s and 4s for Paqueta. I think Sam just done a 4. But
there's a lot of people.
The check's jumping so much,
I can see it, mate. I can see it. Right, Souček, what do you reckon I'm going to give him?
10.
Honestly, he struggles to get a fucking 1 for me. He gets a 1 because he unfucked the initial fuck up by giving that corner away that led to the goal for them by falling over a player and unjustly by the looks of it, winning us the penalty. But then he goes and misses fucking open goals and stuff like that. He was awful. Absolutely awful. With the effect that he has on his team as well. I mean, people keep on talking about us wanting to go to a passing game. Well, the entire time that Souček is in that team, I just can't help but think that's bollocks that we're going into a passing game because you can't have him. Yeah. You can't have a player in the middle of the fucking team that can't pass if you want to move to a passing game. You can't. So no, he gets a 1. He was just shit. I'm sorry. He was. I'm sick of seeing him. He's a lovely guy. I'd love to have a cup of tea with him. Don't want to watch him play football no more.
Minus 10 of the slap from Amos Whitey.
He was awful. He was awful. I definitely wouldn't give him a slap. I think he's probably a handful, isn't he? Old Thomas. Right.
Well, he wouldn't stop, would he? He wouldn't stop.
Nah, fuck that. Right. I definitely wouldn't say all this to his face. Right, Louis. Caduce.
9.
He was good.
I thought he's a 9. I thought he was excellent. Considering he weren't in the right position, I mean, he's in a play, especially at the start of that second half. I thought he was different class, to be honest. Yeah. And it's just what bugs me as well. You think if he's in the middle, it's just another Paqueta job, isn't it? He's just stuck on the left.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a 9.
Right. Okay. Micky, you can have Micky.
I tried to stay really positive about him yesterday. And I was one of the only ones. Everyone was saying about I'll get him off, and I'm like, listen, he's doing all right. I couldn't stick up for him in the end. I think with Micky, you know what you're getting to it, like for most of the majority of the time. And he's done. He needs to be that impact sub for me, if anything.
Yeah.
It's in my opinion personally. So for me, I'll give him a 3. I don't know. I've struggled to find out what he's actually done.
I think it's fair. He lost the marker for the first goal and did nothing else. His control was woeful. Look, because listen, Micky is a good player. He can when he's in the mood and he's on it, he can really fucking be the difference between you winning and losing the game. He can. He's done it for us loads of times. He had one of them games where he just weren't on it at all, you know. And he's less than fucking useless when he's like that. He really is. I thought he was awful. He was awful. Right. When you look at this graphic, yeah, I know it isn't exactly how he played, but it is kind of, because you have Souček's glued to Soufal, Paqueta's glued to Emerson. So when you look at the poor bastards that Bowen has got behind him, right, on that side, is it any wonder that he struggled? Because and he did struggle. I'm not making any excuses for him, by the way, because he's a captain, and I'll be honest with you, I thought he played shit. Oh, sorry, Jay, this is yours.
Yeah, and you took all my glory there, because pretty much everything that I texted you earlier, you just read out.
Did you?
He does that, Jay. He does that.
Do you know what? He gets a 5, but part of that is because of Soufal. Like, I felt sorry for him, but he gets a 5, and I would have probably scored him a 4, but the blame for his 5 is on Soufal, so I'll give him that extra 1, because it was. And you could see when he came off, he looked fucked off. He looked so pissed off.
Well, it is insulting to make him captain and then take him and then substitute him on his first game as captain.
But do you think that was a power play from Loppy, like with him and Paqueta? I know they weren't playing good. Just to let you know, it don't matter who you are, I'll take you off.
I don't know. Well, it bit him in the arse, didn't it?
Yeah.
I thought.
Well, he brought on JWP.
Yeah, I know. Right, so we'll go to Jimmy Somerville. I thought that was a good, solid debut for Somerville. It was. He looked really lively, really tricky. He's exactly the type of player we want to see. I noticed he even kind of adapted in-game, because when he first came on, I don't know if you noticed, he got battered off the ball quite easily. And then all of a sudden, from that point, he was different. He was on his toes. He was, you know... I thought he was very good. He was involved in the build-up to what should have been the goal for Souček, because the ball that he whipped in found its way to Kudus, and Kudus put it back over to Souček. I thought he was very, very good. I think there's a lot more to come from him, though, so I'm going to give him a 7. I'm not going to go mad, because it was as good as he looked. There wasn't much by the way of end product for the time that he was on, but I think he's only going to get better and better. I was really impressed by him. I was.
I agree with that. I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'll give him a 7.
He linked up lovely with Emerson as well. In the little bits of time he had, you could clearly see them two are going to form a good partnership as well. So, yeah, he looked good.
Right, Louis.
He seems to be, when a player's fast on their feet, like fast thinking on their feet, Emerson's better with that kind of player. Like, they link up so well. Like, if you've got someone doodling on the ball and that, like, for example, who's that? Oh, fuck, Ben Rama. They didn't really link up that well. He needs to be at pace, I think, and then that's when you see the best of Emerson as well.
Right, Louis. Don't worry. Well, I'm not gonna donkey any of the new players up, but Fuckrug, the incredible Fuckrug.
Footlong's going to get a 6, just because not all the creativity, but a lot of it was taken off when he come on, and you know, it was Somerville's debut as well. You know, so he's coming on, waiting for him to set him up. I don't know. Yeah, 6.
6.
Yeah. Fair
enough, mate. Fair enough. Right, Micky, Danny Ings.
10 out of 10. Thought he was amazing.
I think he was better than Fulkrug, I've got to be honest.
Danny Ings was just, I don't know. Like, I know, I'm going to say a 5. I would have give Fulkrug a 5 personally, so that's why I'm going to go 5 with Danny Ings. And he gets... I mean, that Barnett of his, he needs to have that cut, I think. So, yeah, it gets a 5 from me.
He gets a 5.
There's nothing really... There's not much of a talking point for him.
No, not at all. Jay, Tadibo.
Oh, mate, what a specimen as well. What a man. He just came on. I'm going to give him a 7, and I think he earned that 7 with his positioning. He took control of Kilman and Mavro immediately. Like he was in control of it. I loved the way he bullied Duran, let him know straight away.
His first port of call was to go over and fuck Duran up, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah.
Love that.
You could see it.
Love that.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a hero at West Ham. People are going to love him because he can see he's a bruiser. But then we were touching on his passing earlier. I think it was you, Mick. He's got do you remember Dawson would drill a pass sometimes? Like he's got a bit of that about him as well. So I'm really excited. So if he'd have been on from the start, I don't reckon we would have lost that game. I really think he would have made that much of a difference.
He's definitely got to start next week.
100%.
He's got to, wouldn't he?
He looked more than ready to me. Jesus.
Yeah,
but that's why I think they'll play over 3 next week because he can't drop Kilman or Mav. And like you said, Mav on the right, Kilman on the left, and then him in the middle. You know,
yeah, absolutely.
James Ward-Prowse. I'll be honest with you. I don't think he did anything amazingly wrong when he came on. I thought his passing was all right. He's still the invisible man. You know, it's very easy for people to get through him. He offers you no presence in central midfield whatsoever. Nothing, no protection. But what he did in this game, I thought he was fine. You know, you don't get any sloppy passes from Ward-Prowse. I'm going to give him a 6. I don't think he did. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong.
No, he done his usual pass and follow, mate. He passed the ball. Let me follow it again. Pass it over there.
Yeah.
He does.
The effect he had on the team was a fucking 4. But you know, his individual performance, fine, just average. He was good. Right, that's it. That is the first player ratings done. 3 donkeys: Sufel, Souček, and Antonio. There you go.
That was my first guy. I was well generous.
Let me ask you all the question. We're not doing it, but be honest. For the first game, what would you have rated Lopetegui, Louis, for this?
I would have donkeyed him up on the starting lineup, on the squad, and the tactics. I'd have gave him a 2. Lucky a 3.
Micky?
Yeah, I can't really disagree with that, to be fair to you. On a game basis, just got to look at it for the game itself and what was about. So, yeah, I agree with Luigi on that.
I would have an all, but there's someone who I reckon wouldn't agree with us. Go on, James.
Look, fuck right off with your donkeys on J-Lo, yeah? Lopetegui's fan, bro. I mean, look, mate, listen, it's his first game, right? At least we had, didn't we use all 5 subs? And I did not get into fucking, did we not use all 5 subs?
Yeah, we did.
Or was it 5 subs? Well, we used all 5 subs. The first sub was at 67 minutes, yeah? So already 2 massive rungs up the ladder from the old ball bag faced Moisey.
But just so you know, Jay, just so you know, it's a democracy. It's 3-1, right? So Lobby would have got a donkey. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Use like a Lopetegui racist then.
Yeah.
Is that serious? Are you serious, Scott? You think that was honestly good subs? Yeah, like genuinely.
No, not from.
No. I didn't say the subs were good. No, I said he made 5 subs.
Yeah, but that's Scott. He's saying good subs, so he said good subs. But I don't know if that's genuine because he's the first person I've seen to say that.
He might have. No.
That's what I know. He might have. That's why I'm asking him.
No, what I'm saying is I had a few people when I did the live. I think it was Ben. Ben's in the chat as well. Ben said he could see the sense in the subs. I can understand what they're saying. Bowen was subpar. Antonio was subpar. Paqueta was subpar.
No, but I said the same thing to on the live, Nick, to you. I can understand why he took them players off. They weren't doing nothing, but it's the personnel that he brought on instead of them players. That was what it was.
To render us with Jedward in midfield, I can't give him any credit.
But that Gelmay should have been in the horrible. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't on a fucking bench, was he? He didn't put him on a bench.
That got me straight away. It wound me right up.
Weird though, isn't it?
Right, so what I'm going to do, 1 minute, what I'm going to do is, this never works first time, by the way. I ain't used this for ages. Yeah. It says it's connected. So, right, 1 minute. Who's my phone? My phone.
Nick reckons Loppy has got dementia.
What's that?
Potts not on the bench yesterday? Was Potts because he's got no?
No, he weren't on the bench.
Right, hold on. Sorry. Right, so just before you do that, we've got
no one phoned me yet because I ain't got it connected. Hang on, just let me.
Right, we've got some few more. We've got Alec, who's been a member for 12 months also.
Go on, Alec.
Well done, Alec.
You got Darren Cockle is that?
Nice
Great
one,
show,
Dale.
mate. Well done again. Thanks, mate. And
That's
we've
another
got
50
Tony.
I've earned.
$9.99. Go on, Tone.
£2.50.
Hang on. What I'm going to do is...
Counting it.
You got this on the spreadsheet, though, haven't you?
Yeah.
Cheers, Tone.
You're like the touch bully at school, weren't you? Right, mate. 250 from you, mate.
Micky, stop putting him up on screen. Louis counting.
What's happening here? Sorry, I was looking at something else. I got distracted. Emma's Mikey's on there for 8 months.
Go on, Emma's Mikey.
Right, I'm going to try again. Hang on 1 minute. Every fucking time this does this.
Thanks,
So this
Millsy.
ain't changed.
Go on, Millsy.
Right, it says it's connected now.
Well, we're waiting. Shout out to all the Claret Boozers as well in the platform on the terraces. Is it switched now, Nick? Is it officially terraces?
It's the terraces, yeah.
Claret Booze terraces. Shout out to all you members on the terrace. And it is. If you're in there, it's proper West Ham. It is like being on the terraces as well. So
Right,
yeah, shout out to all you lovely people.
Right, why ain't that working?
And the Clarendon Sober lot, give a shout out
And
to all
the
you.
sober as well. Well done, Louis.
There's been a mix-up. Like Danny is my assistant, Jake is my sporting director, and Sam's my number 10. Yeah, he's the main man. Just to let them all know. Yeah.
Are you playing him a number 10 role or just out on the left?
Right,
yeah,
can
I'll
you
put
do
him
me a
on the
favour?
left,
Can
yeah,
you
I'm always
lot
in
just
London,
talk
I
and
can
go
shout
through the
on
chat
it.
for a minute? I've got to reboot me bit of kit. Go on.
Go on then, no problem. And go through the chat. Yeah, Mick, you got all the messages, didn't you, mate?
Yeah, it's everyone saying good night to Millsy. So good night, Millsy.
Mills.
Was going to say good night to Amanda, but yeah, no, she might be there. Yeah. I suppose it's automatically added to the terraces.
Yeah, if you're part of what was the Claret Booze membership, which is now the Claret Booze Terraces, you are automatically part. You're now in the terraces with us automatically. Chicken run, standing up, fucking up.
Well, there you go. What's that, Amanda's? I'm here going soon. Alan Dunn. Thanks, Alan. Oh, sorry, that was for some reason gone on there. Thanks,
nice
Alan. $4.49.
Right, I know $1.77p.
So here we go. XD.com.
He's in Virgil's bedroom with his cab site. I've got him out on the runs. That's why he's not here. I've got him out on the run at the moment. Greg Lane, member for 12 months. Go on, Greg. Loving all these 12-month memberships. They're great.
Greg, it's all about the Cowboys, mate.
That I'm above all you guys on the panel in FPL. It's week 1.
She's put the cheat code in where she gets double points.
Get out of it. It's week 1.
Hello, happy. Hello, man.
No, all member terraces need to wear their collars up. Lawrence, there you are, mate. Hello, Lawrence. All the way from Kentucky, Lexington. He's Kentucky, though, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Lawrence,
Lawrence, though.
Yeah, sure it is Kentucky.
Right, gentlemen, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, of course.
All right, Brian. Hello, Lawrence.
He's right. I ain't got a name for my team. He's still yeah, I've got no name for my team. He's still under moderation.
Have you?
Yeah, they're still under moderation. Jason.
Well done, Jason. Thank you.
P, thank you.
Pew pew. Yes, Kentucky. Go on, son.
How'd you look at the comments and stuff?
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. It's hard, you know, because they jump. When you do this, they jump. So, like, you go to click one and you can automatically click on another one. It just jumps.
Yeah, when I did the comments, Mick, that one time, like, it's because you want to try and engage with people and you want to prick, but then you stick one up and 50 go by and you're like, like, it weren't empty.
That's what I'm saying. It jumps so much, but then even if you go to click, it could just jump at that same time.
What I can do, I can put slow mode on.
Yeah, that's probably a good shout.
Oh, what? So they just sort of trickle down.
They trickle through. Yeah. So yeah.
Don't give me the power. I'll just put Sam's up all the time.
Bye, babe.
I'm in a black room. Am I getting darker then? Is it getting darker?
Well, do you know what? I'm having no luck with this. Hang on. I can't get it working.
I heard that.
Oh, hang on. Let me try again.
Where is the Terraces group? I mean, you're in it, Alec. You're in. Right, you're in it. So you're in it, Alec. Anyway, you're in there already, mate.
Right, that is it. Okay, right. It is working. So what I'm going to do is, good night, Stuart. I'm going to give JC the KC a call first, and then we've got just very quick. What we're going to do, Jay? We're going to try and do 5 minutes. Oh no, hang on. Gary's not having it. Gary is not having it. Hang on. Gary from Romford.
Oh, go on.
Hello, Nick.
How are you, mate?
Gary.
I'm fine.
You all good?
Yeah, not bad. Apart from yesterday.
Oh, I know, mate. I know. What are your thoughts on it, mate? What are your thoughts on the start?
Well, the second half much better than the first half. First half was dreadful. They just came through our midfield like we wasn't there. But really, what I want to talk about is John Duran.
Yeah.
All summer, I've been wanting this guy more than any other transfer.
Yeah.
And not often you get a player come along. I mean, West Ham this week, they've seen what he can do now. I've seen him at Villa last season, turn games like he did yesterday. And we've just got to go there and pay them what they want. Because you imagine Duran up front with Bowen, Somerville, Kudus in the 10, Paqueta, Alvarez, and you could have Falkberg, Antonio on the bench. I know. And that team will go places. I mean, Duran's got everything, Nick. I mean,
mate, I know. I've been singing his praises all through the window, mate.
You know, he's mobile. He can run the channels. He can link up play. I can't think of a more perfect striker we could get at the moment.
No.
And I think 40 million in 2 years' time, you're looking at 70, 80, 90 million pound player.
No.
I think he's worth that now.
I think he is. I think you think if it weren't for the fact that he's had the kind of falling out with Emery and Villa wanted to move him on, if that player has half a season starting, he's going to be. I think he'll be worth 80 million. He will be.
Well, the thing is, he wants to play, and Watkins didn't have any pre-season, so obviously Watkins he looked off the pace yesterday. But Watkins is going to start every week, so Duran's still in the same position, like you said, Nick. And I can't understand with strikers. We never seem to get it right. We've defensively, we've booked really well. But we need two players now. We need a midfield player who's got legs. I mean, Fafana would have been perfect, but I don't think that's going to happen. And we need Duran up front. If you bring those two in, we're ready to go.
Has he gone to AC, Louis?
Yeah, he's gone to AC.
Oh, yes.
Now, yeah.
He has gone. That's a fucking shame, isn't it? That is a shame. Yeah, no, mate. Look. I think we're missing one more. This is what I'm saying to you. One piece of the puzzle. And what frustrates me is it goes back to the window, as well as what Tim's done, right? He is allowed a mistake. Tim is allowed a mistake. But when you think about the fact that we were offered that player and we could have picked him up for 30 million, but ignore the money. We could have picked him up with no contest because Villa needed to get the money in because of the PSR thing. So that we could have got that in, got him done, and then he could have fucked off to Brazil, chasing Wesley, chasing Bruno.
Brazil, Gamarian.
Yeah. Well, but it's
not even in the squad yesterday.
But this is what I'm saying to you. So in terms of getting his priorities right, how long have we been? I'll see you later on, mate. How long have we been chasing a striker like that? You know.
I know. I mean, all three of the strikers are all over 30.
Yeah.
You know, we need this. He's 20 years old. I just don't understand. It just got go out this Monday, tomorrow, and make it happen. How much do you want? There's the money. Bring him in.
What about if it don't happen?
Because if he transform his team, I tell you.
But Gary, what about if it don't happen? Based on what we've got, do you think we're going to be all right?
I'm not happy.
No.
I mean,
what do you think of Fulkrug?
Centre forward. I love Antonio. I mean, he's past his best. He's all right as an impact sub. Ings for me. We've got to get Duran. You just got to make it happen.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't think anyone disagrees with that. I mean,
no,
it would just complete that.
Also,
go on.
I was going to say we've got Wan-Bissaka and Tabibo to come in next week. So defensively, we look we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
Just need to get Alvarez back as well, I think.
Yeah, I think once Alvarez is back.
But one other thing, Nick.
Go on, mate.
Just want to say, I know you like Paqueta, so I know we've had loads of discussions about him. But for me, when was the last time he had a really decent game for West Ham?
Celta Vigo.
Celta Vigo, he played well in that game.
Can you count that, though? Can you count that?
Celta Vigo was fucking quality. He was dead better.
Yeah.
He does a few little tricks, but a lot of the things he's in our own half, it's not hurting teams. I'm not saying he's not a great player. He is. But he needs to start. You look at Kudos. What a comparison.
Gary, the reason that he's so deep and in our own half is because tactically he was sat deep to allow Souček to be the number 10.
Yeah. It's the truth.
That's another argument. Yeah.
Well, that's the only argument.
Yeah.
Why else was Souček up on the 18-yard box? But no, I agree with you. Paqueta was shit yesterday. He was.
That's the 5-minute alarm, Nick. That's the new 5-minute alarm. Right. Hold on a minute.
We're doing 5-minute calls just to try and rattle through a few of them, Gary. So go on. What's your last point? Go on.
Well, we've got to start picking up some points. We've got Man City in a couple of weeks, so we've got to go to Palace and get something. And I want to see Somerville start on the left. I want to see Kudos in the 10. You know, I want to see start playing players. Kudos is our best player at the moment.
It solves so many problems to do that. To put Somerville out there, take Souček out and put Kudos in his strongest position. Transforms this team. It does. It does.
I mean, the manager's not stupid, is he? I mean, he's seeing the same things we are.
Well, I don't know.
I just don't understand his Souček thing.
We'll have to wait and see. I don't even, mate. But anyway, Gary, look, very nice chatting to you, mate.
Nice one, Gal.
Take care, Gal.
All right, nice one, Gal. Take it easy, everyone.
Cheers, mate. Thank
you. Good, Gal.
Your alarm has made Nick one's heart pound.
I thought it was World War III. I'll shit yourself as well.
What the fuck was that?
Right.
Hello, Nick.
Hello, John. This is JC to KC, everyone. How are you, John?
Good, John.
All right, John.
I'm all right. Good evening, everybody.
It's been ages since we spoke.
It must be all of 75 minutes.
I was going to say, when it before this show.
It was, but no one else has heard what John's got to say. So, John, what were your thoughts on the game yesterday?
Well, beside the fact that I had a bunch of kids running, Nick, I've got an echo.
You got an echo?
Yeah.
What?
You can hear yourself.
No, it's playing my voice back to me. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
It's all right this end.
Do you know what I reckon's happened?
I'll just ring people all the time.
I reckon my
No, I can't even hear myself think. You know how much I hate the sound of my own voice.
I don't think he has. It's great.
It's brilliant.
No, he ain't.
All right, mate.
Hang on. Let me see if I can fix this while you're on the line. 1 minute.
Okay.
So,
should I turn the TV off?
It's got on here. Close your tube, John. That's what someone said here.
Hang on. Oh no, is it? Well, can you hear yourself on YouTube?
No, I've got that turned off.
Oh,
so
right.
I'll turn my TV off.
Oh, I don't know then. I don't know. Oh, that's fucking weird.
By the way, John, I love your voice. You're like the David Attenborough of the West Ham world.
Right. if that is the
talk
case,
to somebody else.
Yeah, no, that might be why Gary was standing a bit staggery. Then he didn't mention anything, but it could be the fact that because my son's been staying here, and I reckon Lee's in the fucking chat. I reckon he's been fucking around with the settings on this thing, and it takes me ages to put because it took me ages to get it set up. And if he's messed it up, I'm gonna have to Yeah.
Brand
Okay.
Brandon.
I think you have to throw him out the window.
Oh, I'm going to have to. Right, John. Sorry, mate. I'm going to let you go.
Right, now I'm gonna make 1 point. I'm
Go
gonna
on.
make 1 point. No need to panic.
Yes. Well said, JC.
Second point. Mavropanos has earned his place in the squad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Third point.
Go on.
The donkey of the night is Sullivan for fucking up the Duran deal.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Fair enough.
Fourth point. Antonio, never again. Sorry,
You've had
great
enough.
servant.
You've had enough.
but he's got to go. Fifth point. Suchek, go now.
Please.
Please.
Please. I'm glad you finished on that, John. Made me a happy man.
And the last point I'll make is this.
Go on.
Can someone please explain to me the wisdom of selling 24-year-old Flynn Downs, the West Ham fan, to Southampton, and getting in a 30-year-old with no Premier experience,
Do you know what?
who
That's a
appeared
good
to me
point.
to be totally
Very good point.
absent?
That's a good point. He's talking about Rodriguez. Do you think
very good
that?
point.
Do you think that Rodriguez, Louis, looked better than Downs?
No, I'd rather Dan's in there. But I think Dan's wants to play every game, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And you can't knock him for that if he's pushed for the move. But I'll tell you one thing. When I saw Irving, I know he had a good pre-season on that subs bench. What are you saying to Potts and Alford?
That's a good point.
What are you saying to them two? You know what I mean?
Spot on, Luigi.
Yeah, Spain, good point.
Spot on. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay then, John. I'll let you go. And I think we're going to have to bin the phone calls tonight. I'll get it all working for the next one. I promise. We'll have to do a
Safe
test
travels, John. Have a good one,
Cheers,
John.
John.
See you,
Go
John.
on, mate.
Yeah, good to see you. Micky, you're looking trim, mate. You're looking good.
Oh, thanks, brother. Thank you.
Cheers, John.
Take care, John.
Thanks, mate. Right, he's gone. Okay, look, we're going to have to bin the phone calls because that is impossible. If you're trying to talk and you've got the echo, there's a mix minus fucking setting I've got to put in there that Lee is taken out. Lee, if you're in the chat, mate, you're in trouble.
But do you know, if Gary's in the chat, if you're in the chat, can you just message if you had that issue? Because
he will have. I'm looking at the settings now and mix minus is turned off, but I ain't got a fucking clue how to turn it back on without going through.
And the thing
Hello,
is,
sir.
Lee don't know how to do it either.
No.
You're stuck with it.
No, he screwed me up. All right, no, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Sorry, everyone. So the phone calls will be back next week properly. I'll make sure that I do a test run first.
Listen, we're just a bit like Loppy. Do you know what I mean? We've got to get we've got a gel. Everyone's got a gel, and the
Everyone's
thing's
got a gel.
come together. We'll be all right.
We ain't used it for how long? We ain't used it for ages. Oh, hang on. It's Gary. He's called back.
Go on, Gal.
Hello, Gary.
Nick, it was echoing.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Right.
Okay,
Nice one, Gal. Nice
all
one.
right, cheers, mate.
Like Gary just
Legend,
called
Gary.
up like that. Nick, it was echoing. Right.
All right.
Do one.
I will sort it out. I'll sort it out for the next one. You got my word. I'll fix it. So yeah, no more phone calls tonight. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just round up with the game on the weekend. Luigi, what would be the best possible? What do you think that Lopetegui has got to do now, based on what you've seen?
I
For
think
that game coming up at the weekend.
He has to play free at the back because what you're saying to Mavropanos, because he's never going to drop Kilman because that's his signing. He has to play free at the back now to get the French guy in there as well, which I think will be a good idea. But he's got to play Wan-Bissaka. Like that's it now. Wan-Bissaka's got to be in. Kufau's got to be playing the Carabao Cup. That's all I want to see him. Or the last 20 minutes, or Wan-Bissaka's injured. So I will play Kilman, Tabaro, Mavropanos, Emerson, Wan-Bissaka, and I'd have Rodriguez, Paqueta, and like two number 10s, Bowen, Kudos, and I would start a foot long. I would.
Well,
and
then do you know with Footlong? See, do you know where I think that we could get the best out of Footlong? Is if he plays more of a withdrawn role, like more of a 10, if you like, so that he can almost act as a rebound for the players around him.
Yeah.
So he can link up. If he spearheads the line, he's just going to be isolated and shit. I'm
No,
sure
but
he
if
is.
you play 3 at the back with them 2 as a 10, naturally it will come deeper so they can go wider.
That's
Kudos
true.
and
That's
Bowen.
true. Yeah.
But what I'll do though, I'll have Kudos on the right side and Bowen on the left. Because the great thing about Bowen, you don't know if he's going to cut in or cross. He's good with either foot. We know he's left-footed, but he is still good on his right foot. He scored a few goals. I'd rather Bowen on that side if you're going to play 2 10s.
Yeah.
You never played there before.
What's that?
Yeah,
they did it last season. They was quite fluid. They'd switch over sides last season. They'd go over to the left. Kudos go to the right.
John from Kent has just said this is like Micky's new room.
Oh, I fucking love that. I'm going to definitely get that. What's it say there? Non-stop classic something.
Non-stop erotic cabaret.
Right, you watch. That's going to be the next. That's going to be the next slide. The neon sign is going up with that.
So C&B stands for cock and balls.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone else that. Keep that to yourself, though, Luigi.
Yeah, but no, that's it. I'm sorry about the phone calls, everyone. I am. Yeah, I'll sort that out on the next show. I'll make sure I do a test run. Okay. Shall we wrap it up for this evening?
Can we end on a positive?
No,
yeah, of course we can.
We're West Ham fans.
Listen, we've got the best squad we've had in years. Give him a couple of games to get it in place. And Soufal's going to be out. I don't think Superchats going to be in. And as West Ham fans, I think we're going to have a banging season this year, and we're going to have loads to cheer about. That's my little picture.
Can I just counter your positivity with my own concerns about my right? So look, this is the way it generally works for me with football, right? You know, I'm a bit of a knee jerker. Don't know whether you'd noticed.
Never.
But do you know something? My initial impulses, they tend to be pretty good. They tend to be pretty accurate. They do. And then what happens is you get beat down. So let me give you an example. James Ward-Prowse, I thought that was a shit signing when we signed him. This is just recent. I can go back further than this. Souček, from the moment I saw him play, I said he's shit. Even when he was scoring goals, I got kicked out of about 4 Facebook groups by saying this bloke is shit. He can't play football. I said the same about Füllkrug. When we was linked with Füllkrug, my initial reaction was the German Jordan Hugill. I said, "Shit." This is my initial initial reaction.
I thought that's a bit harsh.
Yeah, no. But that was my initial. He's just a lump. My initial reaction to Lopetegui was negative. I thought, why the fuck are we getting this guy in? He's boring. That was my initial reaction. And what happens? I'm not saying it's right every time, but my stomach has sometimes a better footballing brain than my actual brain. Is what I'm trying to say. Because what happens is over a period of time, especially when you're doing this, if you come out and you say these things, people come and go, oh no, you're being negative. You've got to back so-and-so. Think of this, and then you build business cases in your head. So what I'm saying to you is, should I listen to my stomach, Joe? Should I ignore it?
I think you should have a big shit if your stomach's talking to you, bruv. Get that out of your system and then get back on the football, mate. That's what I think.
Usually comes out of his fucking mouth, Joe. Don't worry about that.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, though, Luigi? Do you know, like when you get an initial reaction and like your initial reaction is like, oh fucking what we doing that for? And then you talk yourself around. You go, oh no, look, maybe they're going to be all right. Maybe they're kind of it's going to be.
I'll tell you what. Soon as I saw the squad, I had that negativity. Soon as Souček, whatever you want to call that, a pass, gave away that corner, I said, "No man, watch them score now." Yeah. I see what Jay's saying. New manager, we got all these players in, we got the biggest squad.
Leave that one up.
You've had Alford and Potts not even on the bench, Gelmay not on the bench, Irvine. It's just so much there. I'm thinking, let's hope that there were some niggles that we don't know about, little injuries. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see Irvine on that bench. I don't want to see him on the bench. So what, you scored a wonder goal against Dagenham? I could. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that completely. He's never going to fucking play in the Premier League. Right? So
you paid 25 million for this kid.
El Chico said, and he's right. Basically, but this was me being positive, Chico. So this was when I heard the rumor that Kudus was being sold, and I was looking at the manager we've got and the amazing squad that we've just built, and I went, "We'd be all right. We'd be all right without Kudus." Fuck off. No, we wouldn't. Not after what I've seen. No. We would not be all right without Kudus. So I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, because he's far and away our best player.
Yeah, I didn't agree with that when you said it, to be fair to you. I think, like,
but that was me trying to be positive because he was linked away. I was thinking, no, we'll be all right because,
but there's been positive, Nick, and there's been delusional.
Stupid,
I think,
yeah.
And I think that was delusional to say that.
It was delusional. I said that earlier on. I said I was talking shit when I said that. I did admit it. I got pulled up in the chat as well on that one. But look, anyway, everyone, thank you very much for joining us on this Sunday night show. We get. I'm sure Louis is going to come back on at some point with his little man now.
Louis.
Jay will be back. Micky will be back. John's back next week. We'll be toggling people. It's going to be Nick's heard more rumours than Banana Rama. But yes, yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What I'm looking forward to is having all of our concerns put to rest, and Lopetegui is going to quash all of this shit. He's going to make the right changes next week. We're going to see a marked improvement in performance, and we're going to batter the Nigels. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get off the mark. We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to beat Palace. All right.
Positive Nick.
Going to beat the Palace. That's what Ed's saying. Not me.
Yeah,
stomach's not
so is your stomach.
My stomach's not saying.
No. Your stomach's saying it as well.
Palace, after they've done us, the players that were there last year want to, go at them, and they have sold a few people, wouldn't they? So I think we'll do Palace.
Mate, two tweets. Bring in Wan-Bissaka, and bring in Jimmy, and we do Palace.
Yeah.
No, you got to bring in Tadibo, Wan-Bissaka.
Oh, sorry, Tadibo. Sorry, I forgot about Tadibo. Yeah, definitely Tadibo. Three tweaks. Sorry.
And do you know what? It's 4 tweaks, because if you put Kudus in the middle, you've got twice the player. As good as he was on the left, you put him in the middle, you've got twice the fucking player. Yeah, because I'll tell you something now. If he played the full season last season out on the left, he'd have scored half the goals, a quarter of the goals.
Yeah.
You're clipping his wings out there. You've got to let him fly.
It is a madness. How you play Souček there when you got Kudus there is it's amazing.
It is. Right. Anyway, that's it, everyone. Thanks very much, Louis, Jay, Mick. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
We'll speak to you next week. Come on, you on. Sorry about the phone calls.